Welcome everyone to another episode of Web3Pulse. It's the crypto evangelist, and we are live today looking at some of the things that is happening in the crypto space. It's going to be a very exciting episode today. We are going to explore a lot of things that have happened in the last 24 hours. I actually apologize. I've not really been able to do a lot of episodes recently. It's more or less I've been trying to work on other things in my ecosystem. But now we are going to be having Web3 live almost every day now. Going to try and be consistent because consistency is quite important when you think about it. And the crypto ecosystem has been undergoing a lot of changes recently. There is a lot of movements that is happening in crypto. If you've been checking online, you would see that we are seeing a lot of info fight coming up. We are going to be looking at what's happening in the market. We're also going to be exploring different aspects of the crypto space. I'm also going to be entertaining questions that people may have within the within the space, because I know that some people might have questions and some people might want to know what's happening in the crypto space. And we are going to have a very wonderful experience today in today's place. And as we normally do, we are going to also have our normal way in which we do our things, where we are going to have our news section, we are going to have our market view, we are going to have everything done. So today we are going to start as we normally do with what's happening in the crypto space, looking at some of the things. And you see that there has been a spike in the market recently, and many people are asking that what's causing this spike. The spike has been impressive recently, with some people seeing gains, like good gains, and has brought a lot of discussion in the crypto space, unsurprisingly, with people trying to know what's happening. So let's just look at some of the things in the market. So looking at the market, you would see that this is from trading view, obviously, and the price of cryptocurrencies has gone up today despite the small market cap fill. So we'd see that the crypto market has turned green, with most of the coins rebounding. While initially impacted by Iran's attack on Israel, the market has seen an uptick today. Bitcoin is recovering. We saw Bitcoin surpassing about 105K to 106K, and it's still climbing. There's Although the market sentiment is still trending towards fear zone, but we might see, depending on the negotiations that happens between Iran and Israel, we could see an uptrend. Also, the growth of InfoFi could also change the trajectory, where we might see that the market will pump. And another thing that we're seeing is traders are aggressively positioning for near-term upside of volatility. About 2 months ago, the market looked there, but there was an uptick, and I'm expecting that we might see some good changes. And from trading view, we can see the top 10 coins per market cap that has recorded rise in the last 24 hours. The normal players are there. We have Bitcoin, we have Ethereum, we have Solana, we also have Binance Coin. And Mantle Finance has dropped. One of the things that you'd see is that there has been some developments in the crypto space, whereby the Vietnam National Assembly passed the law on digital technology industry, which defines and classifies the outline of management of digital assets. We've also seen that this law is very huge, as it's going to bring more regulatory clarity for the Southeast Asian nation. The Iran-Israel crisis has also been top on the list, with traders trying to accumulate. We are seeing a lot of changes, especially in derivative markets. We are seeing that many option traders are aggressively positioning themselves for near-term upside of volatility. And we can see that the delta skew has flipped decisively bullish in the past week. And I know that there is a lot of demand for cryptocurrencies, because anytime there is bad market, there is global tension, like what's happening between Iran and Israel, we tend to see a pump in the market after a while. The market will definitely go down because most assets are dropping, but there tends to be a pump after a while. And we might be seeing some of that happening now, with whales accumulating short term. There might be a lot of volatility in the next 3 to 1 week. pending when we get more clarity about the Middle East crisis. But I'm actually saying that there could be like major trends happening in the next few days. Then we go to our next news of today, where we see that the US Senate has approved the stablecoin bill. That's a very massive one regulatory processes in the US. We all know that Donald Trump has said that one of his major tasks in his second term in office is to position the US as the number one ecosystem for crypto. And we can see that the US Senate has approved the stablecoin bill finally after a while. I believe that this could bring some clarity. So, looking at it from Reuters, we can see that the US Senate on Tuesday passed a bill to create a regulatory framework for US dollar pegged cryptocurrency token known as stablecoins. This is likely to be a watershed method moment for the digital assets industry, largely the cryptocurrency industry, where we are saying that the rule was passed 68 to 30. The House of Representatives, which is controlled by Republicans, needs to pass its version of the bill before it heads to Donald Trump's desk for approval. But this is quite impressive because if you look at it, it received bipartisan support from the Democrats. And if there's one thing we know about the US, the Democrats and the Republicans, they only agree on a few things. So for this stablecoin regulation to pass, that is a major milestone. And especially for stablecoins like USDC, that have done their work in terms of regulation, I think this could be huge for them. In USDT, obviously, many people keep on having that skepticism of USDT that when regulations come, USDT might become obsolete because of its dodgy nature in terms of passing regulations. But I don't really believe that, because if there's one thing that we see in the crypto space, the big players always find ways to adapt. So I won't be surprised if USDT is able to adapt. We saw the Maker law that happened, or the Maker law that happened in Europe, whereby many exchanges in Europe were delisting USDT, right? But that has not stopped USDT from being the largest stable coin. So if it's based on that, we could have seen some changes whereby we see many people abandoning USDT. But USDT already has that appeal. USDT already has that first mover advantage, and USDC is catching up, even though USDC is being used by more institutions compared to USDT at the moment in terms of global reach. But it's not surprising that we are seeing that regulators are moving towards bringing frameworks that would work for cryptocurrencies. We are seeing stable coins. We saw Vietnam passing the law, and now we are seeing the United States doing the same thing. And looking at it, some of the industry players like Andrew Omen, he noted that this is for the first time a regulatory regime for stablecoin. And we know that most stablecoins tend to be pegged to the dollar, even though the dollar is not the only asset that has stable coins, because stable coin is a cryptocurrency that is pegged to a real world asset, right? It can be gold, it can be another cryptocurrency and all that, but dollar is the most popular. That's why we have variants like USDT, USDC, we have TUSD, we have DAI, so many stable coins in the market. But with this, it's going to bring about clarity in terms of regulations, especially for many projects that are trying to enter into the US market. We might see some stablecoin projects exit the US market if they are unable to cope with the regulatory clarity, and we could see more development in the crypto space. Because when you think of stablecoins are very important because they they are the major drivers of most developments in crypto in terms of investment, right? Is going We are going to see more introduction of dollar stablecoin backed treasury bills. We are going to see a lot of financial tools that are going to be introduced due to this clarity. And you can see that we saw that the House of Representatives passed the stablecoin bill last year, but the Senate did not take up the bill and it died. But this one most likely is going to work because the Republicans control both the House and the Senate, and Donald Trump has courted a lot of crypto OGs or crypto chads. He had a dinner with them that they said cost over $1 million, and we can see that this is part of the moves. We are seeing that there are, there's a major drive towards pushing cryptocurrency bills in Donald Trump's second term, basically because of the potentials that crypto has and the fact that other countries are looking to take the first mover advantage in terms of stable coins. And the US does not like to fall behind. Then we go to our next news, which is about Bitcoin hitting 105K. We've already spoken about that previously, and XRP is spiking on ETF news. Basically, we are seeing that Bitcoin has held firm compared to what many people thought would happen, and part of the reasons why we are seeing that from Bitcoin is because of the fact that the crypto market has been able to surpass some of the expectations that we've seen. And we can see that Bitcoin's resilience is being tested, but most likely Bitcoin is going to surpass and remain stable. And from other things that we can also see in terms of the crypto market is that we are seeing good moves in crypto. We are seeing some market moves from Bitcoin. We are seeing XRP spiking on ETF news. And crypto ETFs is one of the huge things that everyone is talking about. And unsurprisingly, the price of Ripple has taken effect to that. And then we're going to move on to our next one, which is the Market Watch. Market Watch is our section where we looked at what's happening in the crypto space. We analyze the market. We try to see what's happening in the crypto space. And then we have our Kaito watch and we also have our Cookie.fun watch. InfoFi is the hottest thing. As a Web3 marketer, you have to be enlightened. You have to know what's happening. And we are going to check some of the projects that are on the pre-TG arena. But we are going to start first with CoinMarketCap. So if you look at the markets now, you are seeing that Bitcoin and Ethereum are are, are showing like signs of can see the prices of Bitcoin and Ethereum showing like good signs, even though the market has gone red a bit in the past few hours. But Bitcoin is currently trading at around 103K. Ethereum is trading at around 2,424. And when you look at XRP had a brief spike, but in the past 24 hours, we can see that the XRP has gone down a bit, but it's still hovering around $2. Looking at the charts, we can see that the spike from the ETF announcement has been counteracted by the Iran-Israel uncertainty. So it's not surprising that we are seeing that the price of XRP is showing this. I'm sure that when we get more announcements about the ETFs, when we get more clarity in terms of the case that they have with the SEC, even though we've been hearing different reports about it, we might see better clarification for XRP. XRP is one cryptocurrency that many people have a lot of belief in, and it has been in the market for a long while. BNB Binance, I have really been amazed with Binance because Binance, as I say, they really just want to take over everywhere with their Binance Alpha, their newly upgraded Binance Wallet. They've also introduced new features to Trust Wallet and CoinMarketCap. So unsurprisingly, BNB will definitely pump because it has a lot of use cases within the greater Binance ecosystem, and Binance keeps on bringing new things that is going to like ensure that there is more use case for BNB. So if you look at the price of BNB, the price of BNB is oscillating positively. It's trading at around $642. I think the all-time high of BNB is $793. So it's just less than 20% from its all-time high. And in the crypto space, that's not really a lot at all. Because when you look at it, I'll be expecting that in the next 1 month, but BNB, though this is just a personal prediction, it's not a financial advice, but BNB could actually hit its all-time high in a month's time if the current market situation continues to go that way. So another thing that we also look at is Solana, the meme coin ecosystem token. Solana has actually had a downturn. If you look at its all-time high is around $294, and it's trading at $139. One of the things about Solana is you can never discount Solana, because if you look at it in terms of its ecosystem, it's being used by many protocols, and Solana will definitely have that advantage in terms of its ease in building tokens, how fast is blockchain is, the fact that it is associated with memes. It's just for a while, it's just for another meme to just pop up and become popular, and then we could see a spike in the use of Solana. There was a period of time when Solana actually um took liquidity from other tokens, especially when Donald Trump launched his token. We saw a lot of liquidity being taken from other tokens and being put on Solana. So that shows you that Solana is one ecosystem that many people are willing to liquidate their tokens from stablecoins, from Bitcoin, from Ethereum, to invest in Solana if they feel that Solana is giving them what they want. So Solana is one ecosystem that we have to watch, because it has shown over time that it has the capacity to really spike, and it is one of the tokens where you can never like discount it away from like making making exceptional gains. If you look at Solana, another token that we can also look at is Dogecoin. Dogecoin has made its ascent back into the top 10 of the coin rankings again, as it normally does. It tends to just drift out and come back. But if you look at Dogecoin is currently trading at around 0.1625, and the market of Dogecoin, from the price chart, from the price, you can see that this is the 1 month chart. The 1 month chart, Dogecoin is down 28%. But we all know that Dogecoin is backed by the Doge father Elon Musk. It's just for him to make a series of tweets. And it's also for us to see a bit of adoption, and you might start hearing Doge to the moon as the OG meme coin. I think one other token that has really spiked in the past 1 month is Hyperliquid. Hyperliquid is everywhere on Twitter. You hear about Hyperliquid, hype. Hype is currently ranked 11th in the market rankings. It actually came out from the top 10. And if you look at the 1 month chart, you would see that the token has, let me look at the 1 year chart. So it started from $6.4, and it had a crazy trajectory in the last 1 month due to a lot of adoption, use cases, many people jumping on the coin, saying that it has its potentials in like pushing out DeFi, DePIN, and we could see that the market of Hyperliquid had a very crazy spike. Look at it, in the past 1 year, the token is up about almost 1000%. So imagine putting $1,000 in the coin. At 1000%, you are looking at that's 10x now. So you're looking at $10,000 if you put $1,000. So that's a very good return for early holders. Even if they did not get up to 1000%, Hyperliquid has been one token that has trended in the past 1 month, and unsurprisingly, it's still showing signs of bull run. And if you look at its all-time high is $45, which was achieved just 4 days ago. It's normal that we would see a retracement of the token coming down, but with the way the trajectory is going, there are a lot of expectations on the token. There are a lot of updates, with many people trying to bring in a lot of things into the token. So I expect that the token is likely to rebound and could hit the $40 mark in the coming days. That's one mark that is easy for you to hit. Beyond Hyperliquid, I also want to just go down and check Shiba Inu. Shiba Inu is one token that is dear to my heart, because when I started writing content about 4 or 5 years ago consistently, though I started in 2017, but Shiba Inu is one token that actually put food on our table for the platform that I was writing with, that I was writing for that time, because it has rabid fan base, loyal fan base that are ready to stick to Shiba Inu to the moon. And if you look at SHIB, it's the leading meme coin in the Ethereum ecosystem. Price of SHIB is down 37% in the past 1 year. But let's look at the 1 month chart. The 1 month chart also shows that SHIB is not really doing well. It's down 21%. I'm sure that after the high, it has reading the high, and now we are seeing the price of SHIB like hitting marks that many people expect would happen. And if you look at the 1 day chart, you see that there was a slight dip. So for those people that are trading derivative trading, about an hour ago there was a massive, like a slight dip in SHIB, and it's down 2.26% in the past 24 hours. We're also going to look at Kaito. For many people that don't know what Kaito is an InfoFi. The first move, it has the first mover advantage in InfoFi, and it's one of the biggest InfoFi platforms that calculates engagement, provides mind share. So we're going to look at the Apritigi arena. And if you look at the Apritigi arena, you're looking at tokens with the highest mind share according to Kaito. So we have Newton, we have this other token here. We have Infinix, and we have the third token, yes. Yeah, Sapien. Sapien is one token that I think I know a bit about in terms of AI. Caldera is also a token that has a lot of potentials. We also have Open Ledger. Open Ledger has spent a lot of money in terms of campaigning, and we have Humanity AI. Yeah, we also have Monad. So if you look at the mind share in the last, according to this chart, you would see that Infinix has a mind share of about 6.16%, and it has had the highest spike in the past 1 day. And if you look at the top loser, you are looking at Word, Newton. Newton is down a bit, but it's still maintaining its share as the largest token with the mind share. And this for the pre-TG arena. So if we look at, I think, yeah, the Yappa leaderboard, when you use Kaito incentivizes, and projects on Kaito, they incentivize users to Yap, and many of them are giving out airdrops. So you can see different tokens there. OG, you can see Goat Network, you can see Theoric. Theoric was one project that I personally yapped on when they started, and they've been able to build very, very good mind share. You can see some of the top KOLs that have been yapping about Theoric in the last 1 month, and the project is a very solid project. And then we can also look at other projects. I just always want to check Kaito to see what's trending, which projects are showing potentials. And if you come to the airdrop session, you'd see if you're eligible. And there's the Kaito N, where you have these projects that are providing different incentivizations for people that yap. You can see that Patreon has promised to drop 1% of its total token supply. Overtake is going to give 0.5%. We have Peak giving 0.55% to their top yappers, to peak yappers. We have Wording Protocol also dedicating 2.5%. So that's one of the benefits of Kaito. It's one ecosystem that everyone should try and connect to, and it's very, very huge in terms of marketing. And for digital marketers like us, we have to know how to analyze Kaito. The platform, the people that I collaborate with, they have their strategies for Kaito. I also know a lot about Kaito when you look at it. And let's check the VC leaderboard to see the VC with the highest mind share. So we're having Dragonfly, we're having 6MV, and we're having other A16Z is also there. We have Nascent. So they have their VC leaderboard. Another leaderboard that we can look at is AI Agent. AI Agent was very, very hot, was the hot cake a few months ago. And we see that we have AXBT, we have Bankry, we have Agent YP. I know I interacted with Agent YP a lot. And that's the top 20 mind share in terms of AI agents. Another one that is unique is also, if you look at this crypto/AI. In the crypto/AI, we are looking at this is for the top AI KOLs on Kaito. We have Yuhu, we have ICU, ETH, we have this other person here. So there are a lot of people that have good mind share on Kaito. Just trying to look at a few things to see your comments, if there are any comments yet. So we have like a lot of things moving in terms of Kaito. So I can see from crypto Livex saying slight dip on altcoins. Yeah, there's been a slight dip on altcoins. And we also have Cookie.fun. Cookie.fun is a competitor to Kaito. And I actually love their interface, very beautiful interface. You see different things that they have here. They have projects. So if you look at the sentiments, we have good sentiment, we have bad sentiment. For good sentiment, we are seeing BTC, we are seeing TRX having good sentiment. This good sentiment is based on the activities on social media, largely Twitter. Kaito and Cookie.fun, they are both plugged into Twitter. I don't know if they also have other ecosystems that they are plugged into. And if we look at this now, if you look at the 7-day chart, you can see XRP spiking was expected, because if you look at the good sentiment in the last 7 days, XRP has 371,000 sentiments. And if you come here, there's also the mindshare change where you can look at the tokens that are trending. This is very good for traders that are looking to find the tokens that they want to invest in terms of pre-TGE. If you are looking at trading, if you are trying to see the sentiment, because if you look at this good sentiment, you would see that there's a lot of good sentiment for XRP, Coinbase, for Camp Network. There's good sentiment for DOT, and bad sentiments are tokens that people are not really talking much about, or that tokens that are people are probably abandoning and leaving. You can see Abstract, you can see Bloom, you can see Dodge, and this reflects in the token dip that we've seen for Dodge. And that's why I like Cookie.fun. It's unique, it's different. And I've not tested out these voices. When you look at voices, okay, voices is for people that are yapping. So you have voices. It also shows the tokens that they are bullish on. That's very good. You have this. So this can also help for people that like to follow chaos. I know Jesse.Base is very big, is the CEO of Base. So you would know that he's definitely going to be bullish on Base Network. We have some top KLs and what they are bullish on. And okay, sectors coming soon. So if you look at it, we are seeing that there's a lot of great activity. When you look at Kaito, you look at Cookie.fun, we're going to be looking at these two protocols every day, checking what is trending, which tokens are they talking about, and if we see any interesting token, we'll definitely talk about it. And I think that's all for our market watch today. We're definitely going to look at things that are interesting for tomorrow. So far we've been able to see, analyze the crypto market, talk about what's trending, and look at the things that has been happening in the crypto market. And then we move into our next section, which is one of my best section, which is token spotlight. Token spotlight is our session where we spotlight a token. We talk about the token. We look at some of the aspects of the token. We look at the market sentiment. And Token Spotlight is sponsored by FS Crypto News. FS Crypto News is one of the top cryptocurrency news platforms. If you are looking for the latest news, market analysis, you are trying to see expert analysis, you are trying to look for opinions, you are trying to look for, if you are doing your research about cryptocurrency tokens, FS Crypto News got you covered. And today, we are going to look at which token is our token spotlight token of today. And the token that we are looking at, it's a very unique token. It's one of tokens that has been existing for a long while, and that's Avalanche. Many of us know Avalanche. Some people know it as AVAX. And Avalanche is a high-performance blockchain platform designed to support decentralized applications, also known as dApps, and custom blockchain networks. It was actually launched in 2020. As many people know, it's not a new blockchain, by Avalabs, and Avalanche stands out for its blazing fast transactions, low fees, and eco-friendly proof of stake mechanism. As many of us know, it was created to actually solve some key problems in crypto, and we're looking at slow speed, high cost, and limited scalability. Around that 2020 period, many blockchains that were being built then were tagged as Ethereum killers. And Avalanche was one of those blockchains that was tagged as Ethereum killers. So some of the things that you would expect from an Ethereum killer like Avalanche, like Solana, like Polkadot, like Cardano, you are looking at that time. If you think back to 2020, we are looking at high we are looking at it solving the problems of high costs, slow speeds, and limited scalability. Those were the problems of Ethereum as at that time. You can see I'm referring to as at that time because Ethereum has been able to become more scalable due to the side blockchains that have existed over time. Blockchains like um, Polygon, Arbitrum, building side chains and ensuring that Ethereum is getting more scalable and Ethereum is getting faster. So unsurprisingly, we've seen that if you look at it, we've seen a lot of this thing in terms of Ethereum, whereby we see that Ethereum has been able to be scalable, but Avalanche was built with the goal of doing all that, where we have like scalability, we're having um slow speeds and all that. So Avalanche was built to solve that problem, and one of the ways in which it solved the problem was it has a unique structure where we have three interoperable interoperable blockchain. Sorry about that. Three blockchains that work in sync. That's the long and short of it. We have the X chain, we have the C chain, and we have the P chain. And we all know that AVAX is the token that powers Avalanche ecosystem. So we are going to talk a bit about it. Some of the strengths that I know about Avalanche that we've seen has been the ultra fast blockchain transaction. It processes transactions fast. We have low transaction fees, high scalability, which was the key thing, being environmentally friendly. It uses the proof of stake, which is less energy intensive compared to what Bitcoin is using, which is proof of work, right? As all of us know. And one of the things that we see that Avalanche has been able to achieve is that it's actually in the top 20 in token rankings, which is quite